welcome to Tokens and Ruins, the podcast where we pretend like we know what we're doing. Outside of witchcraft, anyways. Today's topic...
There's
Oh, go ahead.
There's outside of witchcraft?
Apparently, I mean... Trying to think of things that I do that aren't witchy at the end of the day. I go to McDonald's sometimes because I want chicken nuggets. I don't think that's very witchcrafty.
You're fueling your body so that you have energy to do witchy things.
See, then, yeah, everything's witchy. Today's topic, we have decided on this very controversial take. Why aren't there more shows, popular shows, that have genuine spiritualists and true believers that aren't just like the love and light kind of people, or seem very like show busy?
I contend that the type of people they invite onto the shows are a reflection of their own perspective of spirituality.
It's fair. I think it's a lot that, like, so you have like shows like Ghost Adventures and like Paranormal Files. I'm trying to think of some other ones like that are very much so. They always start off with like we used to not be believers, but there's just some things in this world we can't explain, and that's like the Ghost Adventures like shit. Like,
I contend they're still not really believers.
Yeah, I was like, all the stuff they're doing just, I don't know, doesn't seem like they're believers. Like, I understand practicing the scientific method as much as possible, don't get me wrong, and I do believe in that side of things.
Oh, I love bringing the psychology and biology of dreaming into the subject of dream work and spirit flight.
Oh yeah, same. I like talking about biology and stuff when it comes to like what, like even something as simple as like just like, because meditation doesn't even have to be like that whole like, you know, you're walking through a field of flowers. Like, it could just be you sitting there quietly, like, for 15 minutes, you know, just chilling. Whatever helps you reset.
I have literally done that, shuffling cards.
Yeah.
I think you've experienced that, actually, me sitting and just shuffling, and then stuff just starts coming out of my mouth.
I call it Siggy ASMR, because I just hear your cards shuffling. I'm just waiting for it. I was like, she's about to say something to me. And give it a few minutes. Sure enough, it's like, hey Crow, can I get your opinion on it? Yeah, what's up? No, I just, like, I love watching ghost shows, and like, my dad isn't, he's not a big believer, but he's a believer to a degree kind of thing. And him and I used to watch ghost shows all the time. But even my dad would be like, how is that supposed to, like, you know, like these, if you're talking to like someone that was once human, you're kind of asking them like rude questions sometimes, and you're invoking their wrath. Like, how is that like showing that? Because they're always like, we're trying to be respectful. It's like, even he's like, but you're not. Like, you wouldn't walk up to a stranger and ask those questions, and that's essentially what you just did.
Not to mention, my biggest beef is everything is demonic.
Oh my god.
First of all, most of what you encounter are going to be the, what do they call them, lower level demons? I mean, don't get me wrong, they'll knock the wind out of you. They can be scary mofos.
Yeah.
But not everything is demonic, believe me. You will recognize it when it is.
And like,
Most assuredly.
for real, and like that, like, being an infernal worker, I can tell you that if a higher level demonic entity wants to cause trouble, they ain't gonna let you know they're there until the very last second. Like, it's too late. It's too late.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I've encountered them, and like they definitely activate that fight or flight.
Oh
But
yeah.
like, not everything that scares you is demonic, and not everything that scares you is bad. Sometimes it's literally just that fight or flight kicking in, and that's, it's
Nope.
just because your body is sensing on something it can't see.
Yeah.
Welcome to my world.
Every day of your life is something you can't see.
Ain't that the truth? The eyes are ornamental, so I get to smell a lot and feel a lot.
That makes sense. Or like earlier, you're like, I hear something. I was like, what do you hear? It's like that scene when they're like, what do your elven eyes see, Legolas? She's like, what do your blind ears hear, Siggy?
They heard doggy paws.
Little pitter patters.
Yeah, pitter patters. And I was right too. I heard a dog.
This is a surprise doggo. No.
Surprise doggos still startle.
That's fair. Also, I think a good portion of it is that, like, it's kind of like the whole, like, reason, like, Ouija boards even got, like, popularized, is that you had these very charismatic white individuals that came from high upper class, usually men, high upper class kind of thing, that basically sold hope, in a sense, to talk to people you can't talk to anymore. And no one thought... Go ahead.
I love a good Ouija board.
I do too, actually. Like, they're great. Like, if you're a well-experienced practitioner, they're, like, great communication tools.
Yeah, honestly, the more I'm exploring and getting to know the infernal path that you walk, like, the more I'm like, I think I want to get me a good Ouija board. Instead of just the supernatural themed one that I have and still in the plastic wrap.
Yeah, I have one of those old, like, from the 1900s Ouija boards that came from, like, someone's grandmother's house. The planchette, they lost the planchette for it, but I just thought that was so cool. It's like,
I've never been able to get, like, Loki or anybody from the Norse to utilize them.
It's just not a thing that they'll do. I think, like, the closest comparison for, like, an older kind of thing like that is the ruins, because those were the alphabet at one point, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because, like, a lot of demonic entities, and this is the thing that annoys me when people are like, it's a demon! Demonic entities won't talk to you in English. Usually, if they're spelling out something, they'll start using, like, infernal keywords or, like, Hebrew, Latin, that kind of thing, an older, like, language.
And that's where you get me. You were talking about the languages and the alphabets the other night, and I was like, wait, what?
Oh,
what?
yeah.
Share.
The different scriptures. It's hard to explain, like, so the normal, like, demonic scripture, like the common, essentially, for demonic, it looks like the script itself could be a living entity. Like, it's very curvy, very flowy, like, it doesn't look like an alphabet, it looks like a living entity itself, especially when you put words together with it. And then for the ceremonial stuff, it almost looks like lettering, like Asian lettering. I'm not even sure what this is on, like what this is back here, but it kind of looks like that, like kanji kind of style stuff. And so you have something that's very flowy for like everyday usage, and then ceremonial wise it's very like, it's still flowy, but it's like bricked off almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I haven't really talked about it much yet on like my platforms and stuff, but my, taking my own walk, so to speak, across spirituality, I'm actually kind of enjoying dipping my toes into the infernal path. It's been really intriguing. I Intriguing and incredibly
Nerve-wracking.
jarring.
Yeah.
Jarring. Their methods can be so rude.
You think they're bad? Wait until you work with a celestial.
Oh, do I got it?
Probably at some point.
Because I know that one of the things that I'm looking forward to learning while I'm traversing is with the infernals for sure, the alchemy. I want to delve into alchemy.
I love the alchemy aspect. There's so much science when it comes to, like, I know alchemy isn't an exact science, but like even like,
I loved it. Like once somebody told me it's code, I was like, oh, okay, all right, it makes sense. All right, I get you
so
now.
all
It's
makes sense
scientific.
now.
It's scientific code. Okay.
Yeah.
Like for example, sulfur means to take action.
Yeah.
I was like, now why didn't nobody put it that way before?
Because there's a lot of fear mongering, even still today when it comes to, I mean, point in case the shows, it's a demonic entity. Ah. It's like, well, even if it is, there's normally ways that you can easily work out them leaving without even
Well,
like
yeah,
putting yourself in jeopardy.
because if it's like a lower level demon, what do you got to do? Oh, you contact a higher level demon and be like, hey, what's your dude doing?
But yeah, or even just
If I give you this, will you make them go?
for real. You want an incense? Here you go. I don't know. I
They are
feel like
so freaking corporate.
I think it might take away from the drama of it, is what it is. Like today, because like if you came up to one of us, within even outside our own realm, with him having this problem with, well, we'll just say a poltergeist at my house. Like, okay, well, poltergeist means noisy ghosts, so you're experiencing, like, knocking at night, like, what are you experiencing kind of thing. Well, sit there and, like, basically try to get as much information and be like, okay, now let me see it kind of thing, like, because, like, they can sit there and show you videos and, like, all this evidence they collected, but it's different being there when activity's happening versus seeing, like, quote-unquote evidence of it afterwards, because what,
Not to mention, nobody really talks about when it's not ghosts, when it's not demons, when it's not this, it's not that. It's literally just memory and
yeah,
trauma.
the I call them residue shadows. I'm sure they have an actual name, but yeah, just like the fact that, I mean, I've seen a couple shows start to talk about it a little bit more about like, but it's still even in context of a traumatic event. I was like, it could be something nice though too, like, I don't know, your wife gave birth in the master bedroom kind of shit, you know? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you can have, like, cause, like, people are like, oh, I hear a baby crying at night. It's like, well, I'm sure babies cry all the time when they're first born, and even afterwards. Like, I'm sure there would be an imprint to extent, and if
That's
it's,
like that's like the bedroom that I moved out of so that I could have more space down in the basement. I'm gonna have to like cleanse the oodles and oodles out of that room just to get all of my, my spiritual energy, all that stuff out of there.
oh yeah, my dad's still dealing with, like, cause I left in a hurry to move down here, right? And, like, so I have some of my stuff still at my dad's house. And my dad still tells me, he's like, get your ghost to knock it off. We need to keep things on the counter.
I love it.